All right, I'm going to share with you my top knives of 2024. Let's get into it. All right, so these knives are going to be at various price points and for different purposes as well. And these are knives that either I purchased this year, or I received this year, or I've used a lot this year. So that's why I picked these. And this was hard, guys. I mean, I've got over 100 or 200 knives, and I had to narrow it down, and I was wrestling over which one to put into this video. But these are the knives here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move them all away and bring them out one at a time in no particular order, and just share briefly. I'm going to make this as fast as I can, but briefly why I love each one of these knives. All right, guys, so I'm going to start out with my favorite knife of the year. Out of all 10 of them, this is my favorite one. I want to go ahead and give this one to you up front. This is the Off-Grid Knives Stinger EDC. And I've got a review on many of these, and I did one on this as well. This is phenomenal. And I try to clean it up a little bit for the video, but still got little marks here and there. But I've been carrying this. Both my boys have this, and they love them. Off-Grid Knives, great company. But look at this, guys. Super fast on those ball bearings in there. Super fast deployment. It just feels good. It just looks like a gentleman folder, just a classic design. Jimping on top. I love the pass-through design right there, so you can easily clean it out. Got the pillars on there. Deep pocket carry on this side. So just all around, excellent, excellent knife. This is 154 cm steel. By the way, I'm going to drop links for all these down below, so you can read the specs and all that on there as well. But this is my favorite all-around knife for 2024. I carry this just about every day. There are a couple of other folding knives that I do carry, and that's why I have them in this list as well. But this is my #1 knife of 2024, the Stinger EDC. All right, so my second favorite EDC knife folder is this one. This is the Benchmade Bugout, and this is like my fourth one. I've had several of these before. I've either given them away or I've lost them or something. Actually, I have 2 of these now currently, but I love this for one main reason, and that is it's lightweight. It is super lightweight, and I love that. I do like the access lock on these Benchmade knives here. That's really solid. It's easy to open, to close with one hand. Also, I like the pillar design, pass-through, clean out, deep pocket carry. You got a really nice steel in here. This is a S30V, so S30V steel. I don't know if you can see that or not, but S30V steel. So super sharp. Love the design. I'm just a classic kind of knife guy. Although I do like to carry on occasion some random ones, kind of designs like this guy. But typically I like this style here. So this is Benchmade Bugout, and again I'll drop a link for this one as well down below. All right, so next on the list is this Spyderco Manix 2. Now I've had this for a long time. And I use this mainly for hard use stuff around the homestead, the property. If I'm digging, cutting open feed bags or straw bales and all that kind of stuff, kind of beating on it. But I've had it for a long time. I did upgrade it, as I mentioned, with the previous knives for my everyday carry. But if I'm doing serious work around my property, then this is what I pick up. Now, the reason I do like this is because it's also very, very lightweight. So I really like that. I like these finger choils in here, so it is bigger as far as the blade, that kind of leaf shaped design, bigger. And also I like it because of this big, I think they call it a spider hole right there. So just even if you have gloves on, you can open that up really easily. So I do like this a lot. A couple of things I didn't like as much as the other knives. It's not a pass-through design, so it's hard to clean out, and it's not a deep pocket carry, which is okay if you're doing work around your property. It doesn't matter if this is sticking out. In fact, it may be even better because this is sticking out so much above your pocket like that much. That's easier to grab. So those are fine for me, for my purposes for this. But great all around EDC knife, and I've recommended this to a number of my friends, and they love it as well. So yeah, this is the Spyderco Manix 2. Obviously, Swiss Army knives have been around for ages. It was actually my first knife was one of those smaller Swiss Army knives, and that was my first knife when I was a kid, and loved it. And so this is the Army Pioneer, and I like it because you got a great single blade on there. Obviously, being a Swiss Army knife, you've got smaller blades and other things. that are on here as well. Let's see, you've got file, bottle opener, can opener, but that's it. Obviously, I've got some Swiss Army knives. It's got like 30 different things on it. They're fat and huge. Actually, I bought in Switzerland when I was over there. So, but this one I like because it is so, you can kind of see a trend here in some of these that I like thinner profile knives. I don't like a big bulky thing on me. And so this is ideal for that. So great little all around. I like the texture on here. You can see that texture on there. Kind of a nice little feature. Better than that kind of normal red plastic that they oftentimes come with. So if you wanted just a good all around true pocket knife, like, right? Because this is not going to have a clip. So you just throw this in your pocket or put it on some, key ring or something like that up here. So, but great little folder, Swiss Army knife, the Army Pioneer. All right, so those were the folders. I want to get into the fixed blades now. Various purposes, again, different purposes for these knives. This knife I've used for many years, but I love this knife, and even this year, especially for skinning game, but also a great little fixed blade EDC as well. So this is the White River knife and tool. You can see there, White River knife and tool. This is called the Caper. Two things I love about this. One, it's small, so if you do want to carry a fixed blade, this is an excellent choice. I've got another one I'll talk about in just a minute. But the big thing that I love about this knife is it just feels nice. I think Wrangler Star says it gives them the fizz. That's what this does. It gives me the fizz. It just fits in your hand. It's got this huge finger choil right here. See that? Huge finger choil. So it just kind of falls in your hand. Oh, it's just enjoyable to use. I got jimping, really kind of rough jimping on the top. So this was my rabbit skinning knife. We used to raise meat rabbits for many years. And this was the knife that I used for processing all those rabbits. I don't know how many rabbits, 100 or 200. I don't know how many rabbits I processed with this knife. Tons of rabbits, but also deer. So sometimes when you're processing game, like a deer or something, you need to get, more intricate around some bones or ribs or something. This is ideal. So, but you don't have to use it for game. I mean, this would be a great, like I said, EDC fixed blade knife. And obviously you can put a lanyard if you want here. But again, the biggest thing for me, every time I pick this up, sometimes I just pick it up and just hold it because I enjoy it. So yeah, but the White River knife and tool, the Caper, made in the USA, S30V steel, great steel as well. So yeah, I think they have all kinds of them on their website, but you need to have at least one of these in your kit. All right, so I want to talk about this one. This is the Montana Knife Company, MKC. This is the Wargoat, and this is probably the nicest knife of all the ones that are on the table that I'm showing you today. I did pick this one up this year. They sent this to me actually for review, and I did a review on this. And the made in the USA, obviously in Montana, being Montana Knife Company. But this is a multi-purpose kind of fixed blade EDC knife because you can use this not only for just regular everyday carry tasks like opening boxes and that kind of thing, but also tactical purposes. It's got this big ring on the back, which I thought was a little unusual at first, but then the more I used it, put it around my pinky finger down there, it just gave me great purchase. And again, you got jimping on top as well, but super, this is really super high quality blade here. And this is going to be the most expensive for sure on the table, but and also I should say that they're really hard to get a hold of. I've had many people comment on my review of this saying, hey, yeah, thanks for reviewing that. I can't get it. It's not on the website, it's sold out. Well, that's true. So you have to, I think they drop their knives every Thursday. So you got to be looking out for it, and early Thursday, be looking for this if this is something that you want to grab a hold of. But man, it just feels good in the hand, and it comes with a really nice sheath. Let me pull it out here. Really nice sheath as well. So there's the sheath with this nice little clip on here. So I run this also on my chest rig, so do some running and gunning. So run this on that as well. So just all around, just a fantastic blade from Montana Knife Company. All right, so this is the Silver Stag. This is the deer meat for dinner bone-in fillet knife, and I love this knife. I use this when I'm fishing for processing fish, and also for deer and game and that kind of thing. You have this like elk antler handle on here, and they ask you like, are you right-handed, left-handed? Those kinds of questions before they actually make this for you. So it's fairly custom. I mean, not fully custom, but fairly custom in that kind of way. I mean, on Thanksgiving, I'm slicing my turkey with this. So I use this year for several different things with game, meat, turkey, those kinds of things, fish. So fantastic blade. I do like Deer Meat for Dinner. Great guy for that channel. So if you haven't not checked out his YouTube channel, you need to check them out. But whoa, just a nice blade. And the reason I like this fillet knife, and they call it bone and fillet because it's not a boning knife for just for a boning knife, and it's not only a fillet knife, it's both. And the reason for that is because it has a stiff blade. So if you've ever used a fillet knife, most fillet knives are very flimsy, and they design it that way because you can kind of push down and kind of get around the rib cage of a fish or something. But I found that I prefer, actually, for fish, a stiffer blade, and I get more I don't know, better precision with the knife when it's a stiffer blade. And because it's stiffer, I can use this for bigger game too. So this is great for all those purposes. And if you need a good knife for the kitchen, again, we use this in the kitchen a lot. For game, for kitchen, for fish, this is an excellent way to go. Again, this is the Silver Stag, the Deer Meat for Dinner edition of the bone-in fillet. All right, so just three more. This is one of my favorite, just outdoor kind of survival multi-purpose knife. This is the Off-Grid Knives Backcountry. And again, I've done a review on this. Just excellent blade. It's a Cryo D2. You can see right there, the steel Cryo D2. And that's really nice because I love D2 as an outdoor kind of campcraft, bushcraft knife like that. But it's also, because of the design, you got this big belly on here. It's kind of recurve there. And I did try to clean this up, but it's still kind of gunked up. But it has a nice recurve design, but a little bit of a spear point, drop point with a spear point a little bit on the end here. So you can use this also for tactical purposes. It does come with this nice sheath here as well. Nice click. So good, good retention on that. But the Cryo D2, obviously with the cryo, it's a treatment. It's part of the heat treatment process where they plunge the knife into really, 100, 200, 300 degrees sub-zero temperatures after the heat treatment. And it really just locks in the particles of the steel itself and makes it super strong and resistant to wear and great edge retention and all of that. So just a great overall. This is a beefy knife, obviously full tang steel in there, lanyard hole in the end, but it got this honeycomb pattern on the handle. But just you got these little, they've cut out these chamfers here for your fingers. Just feels really great in the hand. So if you want an all-around, just really good outdoor kind of survival knife. So this is a knife that I would throw in my bug out bag, get home bag, something like that as well. So this is the Off-Grid Knives Backcountry. All right, a very popular outdoor knife is the SE6, and this is a beast. They make like a SE3, 4, 5, 6, just the length of the blade here. But look at that. That is remarkable. I've actually had several of these, and I've given them away. Actually, I have one stashed in a different part of my property, and I have this one in my vehicle, and I love it. So when I'm going out and I want to do some like major chopping or batoning through processing wood or something like that, then this is the way to go. And it's just a great design too. You can see that handle, just overall made in the USA. So just really high quality outdoor knife. And if you want something that's just, I don't know, a beefier, bigger blade, then this is going to be it right here. Again, if you don't want to as big, you can go with the SE5 or SE4. something like that. And those are the same thing, but just a little bit smaller. So I just kind of like the bigger ones because I can actually choke up on this little finger toy right here. I can choke up and do some finer work. And again, I've got a review on this showing that. It doesn't have a sharp 90 on here, but you can maybe just brush that up or touch that up or something with angle grinder. I don't know, something if you wanted to. It does have a coating on the blade, but man, love this knife. If I want to just do some heavy duty work out in the woods, then this is the way to go. This is the ESEE 6. All right, and to round out the list today for my top knives of 2024 is this BPS knives. This is a Nighthawk Adventurer, and I did a review on this as well. And this is a Scandi grind. They're out of Ukraine, but really nice bog oak handle, wood material. Again, this is also going to be a full tang design with a lanyard hole. But, you know, when you think about Scandi grind knives, you think about Mora knives, and I love Mora knives, and I've got several of them myself. And I actually was debating on if I should throw Mora in this or not. The Grandberg is a great knife. But I went with this one instead because I love the feel of this and the natural wood handle that has a Danish oil on it. And this one, though, has a very sharp 90 degree here. And the sheath with this is a big part of this knife kit because the sheath, not only is it this nice leather, it smells really good, but nice leather sheath, dangle design here through your belt loop. But obviously you've got this ferro rod that comes with it. So get this out here. There we go. Ferro rod that comes with it. So obviously also nice ferro rod. So you can see I've been using that and starting fires in the woods. Again, I've got a review on that, so you can see that video later. But that's a big part of this package here with BPS knives. They did send this one to me, and so but with there's no strings attached. It's like, just give us an honest review. So, but you know, after putting it through its paces in the woods, chopping, batoning, starting fires, everything else with this, just a great kind of bushcraft, campcraft knife. You know, this is going to be in a similar vein in some ways to what I mentioned earlier, the off-grid knives backcountry. However, this is going to be all-around survival kind of knife. You can do bushcraft with this for sure, absolutely. But if you want just a true, just woodsman kind of knife, then this is it. So this is going to be a great all-around kind of knife for being in the you know, by the campsite processing food. You can also do some hunting, you know, processing game with this as well. But you got the Scandi grind, and they also sent me some sharpening stones with this, and I showed how to sharpen this knife with some sharpening stones because it only has one bevel. It doesn't come down to that micro bevel like so many knives, like the one I have in my pocket, which is the first one we looked at. You can see on this one, it's got a micro bevel on the very edge. See it shine right there? So that's a micro bevel on the edge, and most knives have that. But a lot of knives in Europe, you know, Scandinavian kind of knives like Mora's and like these are the Scandi grind. And that is nice because it really helps with not only penetrating wood, but also splitting wood. So if you're doing batoning with this, and I have a video showing that, if you're splitting wood with this, it just breaks apart easily. So that's a nice little thing with this. But I love that it has that really sharp, super sharp 90 degree to throw those sparks, and of course easily start a fire with this. So again, BPS knives, this is the Nighthawk Adventurer. Well guys, I hope this has been helpful for you today, and I'll drop links for all this stuff down below, maybe some also reviews as well. But if you've not done so, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Really do appreciate you and your support for us, and we'll see you on the next video.